What's up, y'all? This is another video on how to understand trend line. This one's gonna be a little bit quick. So when it comes to a trend line, you basically want to make it as clean as possible. Think of a trend line like a hairline. When a dude go to the barbershop, he want his hairline straight, right? And so think of this white line as the hairline, right? And it's straight. The reason why it's straight is because it's nothing on the other side. I keep telling y'all, for y'all to like actually do a good trend line, it should be nothing on this other side. Unless, it's a breakout as you see right here. But it should be nothing on this other side. Y'all see how it's clear on the bottom half? That's how you identify and you see that there's a trend line. Once again, if your trend line is like this is an invalid trend line. Y'all see how it's stuff on this side and on the other side? No, your trend line need to be nice and clean. The market should only be on one side of that trend line. Now, it's okay if it does a little wick out. Y'all see that little wick? That's normal, okay? But far as the full body candle, everything need to be on one side. You want to have it as clean as possible, okay? Now, another thing, when y'all making these trend lines, you want to make sure that there's points, at least 3 different points, or really 2 to 3 points of when the market touched the trend line. That's how you know it's a valid trend line. So y'all see how it touched the market touched the trend line once right there, then it came back down again, then it came back down again. Them points lets you know that this is a valid trend line. You can't do a trend line with just one point, and you can somewhat do it with 2, but a good one usually has 3. All right, so please remember that. All right, another thing for the people who like, when do I know it's a breakout or a fake out? One way that helped me, I just look at the pattern of the candles. So y'all see how it's a big red candle that came to the market? Came to that trend line. So that's letting me know that sellers are coming in hard. And think of the trend line like a wall. If you see somebody punching it, but then you see somebody finna do a hard punch, you might think that hard punch that they finna do is gonna end up breaking that trend line. So as you see that big red counter right there, that's telling me there's a lot of power, probably enough power to break through that trend line. So once that candle hit, what ended up happening right after that? A huge red candle. Once you start to see that red candle starts to form, you get in for a sale. On the way down, you make money. Does that make sense? So once again, when it comes to this trend line, keep it simple and keep it clean. Make sure everything is on one side of the chart. Do not have a trend line that you have the market, the trend line be right in the middle. That's not clean. Everything to be on one side. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing a sale, you see how the sale's on the other side? You see how it's nothing on this side? Not a sale, my bad. But for example, you see how and it's not even the proper way to even do a uptrend, but I'm just trying to give you an example. You see how it's nothing on this side of the market? That's how it's supposed to be when it comes to your trend line. It's either going to be on one side above the whole market, going to be on one side, or it's going to be under it. But please do not show me a trend line or have a trend line and it's like this. Everything need to be on one side. It's okay if you have a little candle that wick below it, but for the most part, it need to be nice and clean, and you just wait for them breakouts. All right. Now, when it don't break out, what we do, we trade with the trend. So every time the market get down to that white line, what we do, we get in for that buy, and we just gonna keep trading that trend until what? The market shows us otherwise, right? All trend line means that there's a pattern going on. When you see a breakthrough, that means what? The pattern has been interrupted. And if the pattern has been interrupted, that most likely means it's a reversal finna happen. So if there was a up pattern and it got interrupted, then what that mean? It's about to be a down pattern. Same vice versa. If there was a down pattern and the market broke the trend line, then that means what? It's about to be an up pattern. So this is another video. Hope this help y'all understand the trend line a little bit better. Like I say, you will understand it more and more through experience. So just have grace for yourself and take your time.